So greetings everyone, this is Beth, and yesterday I was working on these bookmarks, and I did two of them on a separate video, this one and this one. And while I was working on them, I let them dry afterward, and then I wrote on them. Reading is bright and love to read. And then later on that evening, I decided to do a third one, Attracted to Reading, where the butterfly is flying toward the flower. Yeah, and that one turned out okay. Would like to do one with roses. And I think that's what I'm going to try today. So let's get started. I'm just going to use some brushes that I have available here. This is a Princeton Series Aqua Elite. It's a number 3. And I might use a larger brush than that. I don't know. This one is a number 2, also Princeton, but it's a Neptune. And it just has I think a little sharper point on the end of it. But let's start out with the Aqua Elite and see how that works out. I'm using my Miss You Love paint set here, which I've been extolling the virtues of this paint set because it's inexpensive, and yet I think it is a very good paint set. I mean, especially for beginners and even for intermediates and advanced, though. You get so many colors in this little set. So anyway, and they're very saturated. I really like it. I put a link up on the last video I did where you can get these on Amazon if you are interested. So let's do one with roses, and I'm really going to try to fill up most of this bookmark today. Let me move that up so that you can really see what I'm doing. I hope that you can. Is that light too bright? Let me see about that. Maybe that might be a little bit better. That might be a little bit better. Okay, here we go. So to do a rose, this is what I've learned. To do a rose, you begin with the center of the rose, and it's just a little swirly, just like a little swirl, a little C curve, and then another little C curve. All right, and then you're just going to start going around the rose, making these little C curves, and you're just going to touch the last one with the paint. Just make sure you keep going around in these little circles. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. And I know that doesn't look like much right now, does it? Now we're going to start to press down a little bit more as we keep going around in these circles. We're going to press down a little bit more and make the petals bigger, especially in the front. It's kind of an intuitive thing to do. If you think about it too much, you kind of screw it up. But you can see if I go faster, I actually do a better job. Because it's a little bit intuitive, and you just have to practice it a while to get it right. Now I'm going to take my relatively clean brush, and I'm going to just let that kind of bloom out. Let the paint the rose. Okay, and then just maybe fill in a little bit. I really like roses done this way. And I'm going to do another one right beside it. Here's another one. This time I think I'll do one that's maybe a little smaller. So let's get it up here close. I'm going to do this one a little bit faster. Because seriously, it is kind of an intuitive thing. If you go too slow, you have a tendency to be to give it too much thought, you know. It doesn't look as good. I'm going to smear that down a little bit. You can see how that looks like the rose is now pointing downward this way. So this one's kind of pointing that way, and this one's kind of pointing that way. Let's do one more. Maybe this one is a little bud that's right in here. It's, being a bud, it's just kind of a little round shape. It's not much of a, it doesn't have a real flower form yet. So we're just going to kind of do it like that. Now, once this dries a bit, I'm just messing with it now. You can over mess, by the way, with your stuff. Okay, once this dries a bit, and it's not too wet, we'll go back in with some of the darker color and just tap it in. You don't want it to be dry, but you don't want it to be completely, you know, altogether wet either. So, right there. And over here, I just want to define the center of that rose. See what I'm doing? The petals are thicker inside the rose, and so as you go to the center of the rose, the petals are closer together and they're thicker. And so you want to just make that something that you see. Here's a little petal right there. I'm just going to kind of define that petal so that it looks like we're just looking at a bud, a little tiny baby here. All right, now, this was something I saw, I think it was on Pinterest, and I don't know how this is going to work. I hope this works well. We'll see. But this person had just kind of made these little swirly shapes, almost like petals of the rose, but just surrounding the roses. And I thought it looked kind of cute. It was an interesting look. So I'm trying it. I don't know. What do you think? I think I could have done without this, but you know, try things. Try new things. It's good. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. It just sort of looks like there's an explosion of petals. Petals are exploding off the flower. Oh my gosh. All right. Keep going down a little bit. Just keep at it until I've filled it in. It's a little strange. I'm not sure about it. When the other person did it, it looked so cute. But there it is. I don't know. Help me decide, is this worth it or not? You can put, I'm going to go on up to the top here and just keep going with the petals. It's a little bit different than anything I've ever done before, but you know, different's good. Got to try things to know if they work or not. I think that's a little too much red. It's just straight up red, and I would have preferred green leaves over this. This is what I practiced it, and it looked like this. Oh, I guess you can't even see that. I still can't see it. All right. I practiced it, and it looked like this. So, see, I should have put the green on it. I should have put the leaves in too. But that's all right. That's all right. what we have here is an opportunity to try new things. And sometimes it's worth it. So anyway, that's my rose petal with the exploding petals. You know what? You could make some of these green, and that might be pretty interesting. Let's make a couple of them green and see what happens. So if I just do that. Ooh, I like it better. Already I like it better. Because it kind of mimics the green leaves that I should have put in here in the first place. Yeah, that really gives it much more variety. So if you're going to do a rose petal bookmark, a rose bookmark, put green in the picture, because the red and the green are complementary colors. They're on the opposite sides of the color wheel from each other, and that makes them that makes each color pop out, and it really makes the rose look a lot better. So I hope that's helpful. And you know, now I kind of like it now that it's got some green in it. So yeah, give it a try, and maybe you decide to put the extra petals in, and maybe you don't. But if you do, and you like the way it looks, add some green in. I think it'll make it even better. All right, thanks for watching.